everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Book in the Territory Smoky Mountain Rasslin Podcast. This is Book in the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we're doing Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode 138 from September the 17th of 1994. I'm sitting here with Doc and Hardbody Harper, as usual, as we are in a new venue in Cumberland County at Cumberland High School with a reported 400 people in attendance. Before I go to Doc and the demographics, let me just ask Harper first. Harper, what's up this morning, man? I know you're tired, but thanks for hanging in there. And
well, you're more than welcome.
Living a dream, brother.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I agree. So anything else going on you want to tell us? Any sketchy broads you had since the last time we recorded, which was 5 minutes ago?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Doc, how are you?
What?
I said, Doc, how are you?
Well, I'm a little bit in trouble here because I got to admit to you that I never saw where we were, so I didn't do any demographics.
Oh, no.
So if you want some demographics, tell me where we are again.
Have we been in Cumberland before?
Cumberland what?
Kentucky.
Oh shit! I was over in North Carolina. Okay, so I don't know, but I can do this, man. I can perform under pressure.
And while Doc is doing that,
no, I got it. We are in Harlan. Oh,
well, let me say something real quick. So this was recorded. These next 4 episodes, which are 138, 39, 40, and 41. Yes, another 4 at one place. And I think Jimmy had told me recently that they started doing 4 per taping instead of 3. I want to say that's what he said. But recorded, tape, September 5th, 94 in Cumberland, 400 people. Something that you won't see on this episode is, I believe this is actually D'Lo Brown. He doesn't debut on TV, but he had a non-televised match as AC Connor, which is D'Lo Brown, and he beat Mike Moraldo in a non-televised match. I don't know if he appears on any of the TV matches, so I may be wrong. I just don't remember. I'm looking at this first result. So anyway, Doc, if you want to proceed, go ahead.
Well, this is Bob Caudle's last TV taping.
Yep, 4 more episodes of Bob.
So that's kind of...
That sucks.
Yeah, Bob's been with us since the very beginning, man.
141 episodes. So he basically made it almost 75% of the way through, right, Doc?
Something like that. All right, well, we're in Cumberland, Kentucky, and I can do this thing. I am ready to roll and perform my duties. We are in Harlan County, so you know the people are especially special here. They like nice, to... Doc. Well, what did Harper say last week? The 2 things people like is Jesus and fighting.
And kicking ass.
Right. Well, I think these people skip right past Jesus and go straight to the ass kicking. So, let me just say this. I'd be careful if I was New Jack here. So, the population in Cumberland as of now, or the last census 9 years ago, was 2,237, but they lost 400 people from 2,000. So they're probably in the grips of this opioid crisis, I would imagine, because what else could... I mean, it's not like these people are moving to greener pastures. I mean, they'd just move to the other city and be shitheads there, too. So let's talk about demographics. We've actually, this is actually very surprising here. So we're going to run off the idea that there's 2,240 people there. 93.6% white.
Copy and paste.
Yeah. That's kind of low, though. We get into some of these towns that are 97, 98%. So
did you realize what you just said? You said there's 93% white people when you went. That's kind of low. 93%.
This part of the world, that's all I'm saying.
I agree. Context is king, as Bischoff says, but 93% is a lot of white people.
It is a lot of white people. There's no doubt. I mean, this country was founded on white people.
Yeah, that's right. Damn it.
Your people didn't show up till a little bit later, so
that's nice, Doc.
Well, y'all weren't here at the beginning.
That's nice.
Y'all didn't help. Y'all didn't help build this and create this.
Shit.
All right. So, but interestingly enough, we do have a higher African American population than we normally see. So this is why I wanted you to have your calculator ready with 2,240 people in it. Is that we've got 5.09%. That's a lot of black folks for this part of the world.
New Jack's like the safer.
So this is like the Harlem, this part of the country.
Right.
Wow, 5%, and we're. Yeah,
but how many people is that? I don't have the capability to run those numbers right.
Closed it. What? How many? What's the percentage?
Well,
how many
it's
people are there total?
2,240.
All right, and you said 5%.
5.09%.
Hold up. That's 112 black people.
Man, dude, the last place we were in, they had 8.
You see?
Gee,
y'all doing well, Mike.
Man, this is like the come up.
Did you see? Did you hear Harper? He said, "Y'all doing well, Mike."
Y'all doing good, man. I don't know why y'all bitching all the time.
No kidding, man.
Jesus Christ. I mean, what the fuck? You got a 2005 Cadillac Fleetwood. I mean, that's good enough, right?
All right. Doc, any other thoughts?
Well, let's continue here. Let me get it. Oh, shit. I hate mobile apps that close your shit when you close your shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, but go ahead.
Well, so the other thing here is that I would expect that the gangsters can be a little bit more gangstery here because these people have run into black folks in their daily life with 100 of them running around. It's not like
cars.
All right.
Yeah. Come on, dude. I caught that. So let's talk about money. Jesus Christ.
No, this is going to be depressing.
Man, you remember when Dirty White Boy said that women needed to know their place?
Nah.
Males have a median income of $34,300, but women have a median income of $13,750.
Damn.
That means there's a whole bunch of women making zero to get that number that low. So we're going to keep Tammy back at the double wide so that she can take care of the house while I go out there and ridge run and try to make this money. The median household income was $15,929. And the median income for a family, which I kind of don't understand the difference there, is $22,365.
Not a lot of money.
38.7% of the population is below the poverty line.
That's a big fucking number.
Damn near 40% of the folks are on the. So we might need to take it back from the fifth of Henny back to the government cheese for the next few weeks because that's real. Hey, man, you want to talk about depressing? I'll take shots at the adults because adults deserve everything they give, being shitheads. But you got to leave the kids alone. I mean, 56.3% of people under the age of 18 are under the poverty line in that fucking place.
Jesus, so you're fucked from the get-go.
You are fucked from the cradle, dude. Not in the cradle, hopefully. We don't want it in the cradle, but from the cradle, you don't have a chance.
All right.
The dream has been deferred, right? Is that what they say?
I don't know what they say, but with all that said...
Well, hold on.
Oh,
but to give these people a hope, Cumberland is home to the Kingdom Come State Park, which features a lake, a gift shop, campsites, miniature golf, paddle boating, picnic facilities, primitive camping, hiking trails, and an amphitheater. And it has natural rock formations. Then, it's also home to the Kingdom Come Swapping Meeting.
Well, that's good.
A festival honoring Appalachian history, folklore, and products.
Sounds great, man.
And it's held on the campus of the Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College. Boogie, there ain't nothing about you that says computers.
All right.
You gotta look up the Johnson City Apple Festival.
Oh, the Big Apple Grapple.
Yeah, I mean, I looked this up, man. It just, the woman from the local newspaper even looks like, what the fuck?
So
we're gonna get.
Let's just say that so that Mike can get started on the show, that it's quite possible that these people coming to town, this wrestling coming to town, is one of the very few bright spots in these people's lives, and the gangsters are going to come in and yell at them.
This is their Christmas turned into a nightmare.
Yeah.
All right.
Mike, take us to the open.
All right. Well, it's a lot happening in the opening. I mean, the gangsters and Rock and Roll Express are brawling in a parking lot. It's breaking down. We're gonna actually see a lot more about this when when the show kicks off or later in the show. But again, it is episode 138, September 17th, 1994. If you're listening and watching on Patreon on the video review portion, I suggest you download the full show on the free feed because Doc just spent roughly 11 minutes talking about the demographics of our new town, which is Cumberland, Kentucky, at Cumberland High School. And to quote Doc, 93% is white people, and Doc goes, "That's a low number." It's all relative, but 93% sounds
Harper,
really,
we need to go
high.
to that town and get the numbers up and just start fucking all the Tammys over there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we open up the show September 17th, 1994, episode 138. And again, the gangsters and Rock and Roll are brawling in a parking lot. It's all breaking down with Chip Kessler on commentary. And then they go into the building where it is Les Thatcher and Bob Cottle. Again, this is Bob's last set of taping, so only 4 more to go, including today. New venue, so new year, new me. Bob and Les are breaking down the action. Les tells us that the great and legendary Boris Malenko, the man who trained our friend Bobby Blaze, passed away. And then Cottle throws it to the tape of the Rock and Roll and the Gangsters from Johnson City and Freedom Hall. And that was from September the 3rd, 1994. Doc, any thoughts before I go into the Rock and Roll Express versus the Gangsters in the Wild Brawl? Doc? Are you on mute?
Why did you mute me, dude?
No, nobody muted you, you motherfucker.
The one big thing to note there is that Les is standing there wearing a different sports jacket.
That's true, huh?
He said on our show a few weeks back that he's a clothes horse, but then he would wear the same jacket every week. So I guess now he's ready to prove it.
Well, I mean, he looks sharp in his darker jacket.
We love Les here at Smoky Mountain, man. I can't put that guy over enough.
That man is great, and he put us over on that interview, and he actually put us over on social media. And thank you, Les. And he gladly said he would look forward to doing the show again. So there you go. Harper, any other thoughts?
Thank you, Les.
Any other thoughts from the opening, Harper?
No.
Rock and Roll Express versus the Gangsters. The crowd is hot when the Rock and Roll hit the scene in this match as the Gangsters are waiting on them. I mean, there's only 500 people at Freedom Hall right now, which is kind of sad when you think about it because the Gangsters came in so hot. You'd figure more than 500 would show up, but it is what it is. This is a wild brawl. I think I think the lack of audience has to do with the fact that school is getting back started. So you got that going on. And I know I've heard Cornette talk about things like that affecting the houses. It's wild. At one point, they hang Ricky Morton. Chip Kessler's on commentary, tells us that New Jack and Mustafa are busted open. Even though the footage is really grainy, I mean, you really can't see the blood. But Morton gets so into it, he tosses Mark Curtis over the top rope. The match breaks down to the point that the faces and heels all clear the dressing room to break it up. It's just a wild scene. They fight outside the building, as you saw from the opening. You know, this place, Hopper, is like the size of, Lakefront Arena.
Yeah, they got some fucking empty seats right there, though.
Yeah, there's only 500 there, so it's kind of sad that, they shot this angle over the course of the last month and only 500 show up at Freedom Hall. But Harper, let me throw it to you first, and then we'll go to Doc. What were your thoughts on this wild melee that goes down between these two teams?
It's a different side of the rock and roll that we've seen. When they take the ref and like, fuck you, and they throw him out the fucking ring and like, no, we're fucking fighting. And they don't back down.
And it should be that way. You know why?
Yeah.
They hospitalized Ricky. This ain't, let's have a technical wrestling match. You want a damn fight? We're the baby faces. We'll fight your ass. I agree with you.
Yeah, this is great.
Doc, what do you have from this wild ass scene?
There's a couple of
timekeeper.
Who's that? Yeah, who's that guy with the
fucking trash
bandana?
That's got to be Casey O'Connor. That's got to be Casey.
And then behind, check out the girl in the stars and the bars right there. Go back a couple of seconds.
No, give us your thoughts. They saw it. They can rewind it if they want.
She was just in her shirt so that you could see it. And man,
you wear your ex, I wear mine.
Yeah.
keep going.
Man, this promotion will hang a motherfucker, though. I'll tell you that. They like to hang people in this point.
It's been all white people that they hang, too.
I hate this arena, too, because of all those seats on the side that are always empty on the camera shot. They should have had people in those seats.
It's sad that there's only 500 in attendance. Reported. But
there's people up top. Let's get those folks down under the... Hey, why don't you come down and sit closer?
Well, I don't know, bro. We're going to see this shit break down even further when they fucking start fighting to the left side of the ring.
Yeah. And it's
God damn.
Yeah, I know, huh? I'm like,
It reminded me of UWF in its dying days when Crockett took it over and they were at UNO Lakefront Arena and the floor was full with 500 people, but you got a building that holds 7,000, 8,000 people, and they literally pan to the fucking, not bleachers, but stands, and it's just big ass empty arena. That's what you see.
There's a point here, and I'm not sure if it's coming up or it's already happened because I'm kind of discombobbled here with where we are. But there's a point where Morton and New Jack start throwing punches, and they are getting after. Morton is fired the fuck up. And like you said earlier, this is a different side of the rock and roll. Dude, Morton and New Jack get the fuck after it. I think it's already happened.
Has it? Okay, maybe so.
I was watching. He's got New Jack wrapped up in it, but man, maybe this is it.
This is it
right here. These two were fired up. This is awesome. This is awesome. Dun, 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 dun. Look at that. Look at them go. Just look at them go, folks.
Yeah.
And this is chaotic. This is breaking down. That is fan-fucking-tastic. Because Morton is playing to New Jack's strengths because he's limited as a worker, but they are getting this across. This was fucking great.
There's only 500 people there, but they're into it and they're loving it. But this is some wild ass shit. Like Doc said, Morton and New Jack they're throwing fists, and it was just fabulous.
It looked like they were mad at each other, and I'm not saying they were. I just said it looked that way, so that was great.
Yeah. Again, you want the video version, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, $2 a month. There you go. tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. But this shit is wild. I mean, it goes on for like the first 14 minutes of the episode. It's a fucking brawl. There's no stopping, bro. Harper, let me ask you a question. As you were watching this, were you like, when's this shit gonna end? Because, or not mad that it wouldn't end, but like, damn, this shit just keeps going on and on.
I mean, I was just surprised how the rock and roll is just like, fuck you, and just they're coming just as hard as the gangsters are. And I was like, who the fuck is the Hornet?
Yeah,
You remember him? You don't remember him?
First one out?
Yeah.
You don't remember him?
Yeah, but I'm like, fuck is he doing there?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, look, this thing's been going on now for almost 10 minutes, and they're still in the ring, and all the baby faces and heels are trying to break them up. And I'm gonna fast forward on the Patreon video because you'll see them eventually. They start fighting to the crowd, the left side of the ring, and again, the floor is full, but the arena, there's not many people there. They fight all the way to the stands, and then they start fighting to the outside, and it's wild, and there's no other way to put it. So as I'm fast forwarding things, Doc, any other thoughts before I actually then go to the actual promo?
There it is.
Gangsta's Cup?
So I know that this is based in Corny's mind off of the concession stand brawls, but let me tell you something, Pally. This shit's ECW before ECW.
A lot of people don't like when we say that, but I think it's the precursor. How does that sound?
They're out there on a car in the parking lot.
Yeah, whose fucking vet was that?
Mine, yours, Morton's.
Yeah,
Gibson's actually.
So.
That looked like Gibson and Gibson would own.
Harper, that was Gibson's. You know why? He's sitting there with his mullet and his chest hair out, and he's got his fucking foot on the bumper, and he's got a cigarette in his dip, and he's like, "Hey, baby, how you doing? You want to go for a ride?"
You ever ridden in a real sports car with a real man?
Look at that vet. What year you think that vet is?
It's probably about 10 years old at this point. Yeah. It's probably like a 1980. What's his 90? Yeah, probably like an 84, 85, somewhere around that.
So they're brawling. It's wild ass. It's breaking down. We will now go from that to the actual promo. Any other thoughts before we go to the promo with the gangsters?
Mm-mm.
All right. So here's Bob Caudle. He's with the gangsters. New Jack is reading the National Enquirer or Newsweek with OJ on the cover. Here it is.
And you saw what they can really do in the ring and outside the ring. Here they are, the gangsters. New Jack.
Robert Gibson, Ricky Martin, you little Caucasian white devil, I told you that I would get you. I told you that no longer this would be a wrestling match, but now it's a fight. You got to do it the way we was brought up doing it. You got to do it South Central LA style, you understand? You talking about you gonna do it the way you want to do it. You no longer can look at a tape and study me and Mustafa. You got to worry about getting some kind of gang movement and wonder how you and Ricky gonna survive through this. We gonna get you again, and the next time that I get to put my hands around that little pink neck of yours, I'ma choke the life out of you. I don't like you. I don't like Ricky Martin. I don't like none of these rednecks up here. I don't like none of these Uncle Tom black Negroes they got up here. So get ready, boy, because now you gonna see what it's like to feel pain. You gonna see what it's like to get this slapstick upside your head again. I tried to knock the snot out your nose, and now you gonna see that me and Mustafa, we ain't the ones to play with. We ain't the ones that you will be able to sit back as an old man and tell your kids about. We the ones that you got to sit up and lose sleep about. Get ready, boy, because now we on a mission. And a mission is to put you right beside that big, fat, greasy head Elvis Presley. Rock and roll is dead, and we get ready to put it to you, Jack.
Yes, we're going to be back after that. We'll be back after this.
Old Bob Caudle's just fucking exhausted with them right now. But, Harper, your thoughts on the gangsters right there, as he called Gibson and Morton Caucasian white devils? That popped me.
Imagine he's like, well, I got to watch some gang movies to study these guys. And he's like, I watched some West Side Story. Yeah, that's perfect.
West Side Story, okay.
Let's watch Grease too.
All right. Doc, what about you?
I imagine that your little menace penis got all tingly down there in your pants when he said white devils, because that's the term. That's the term you like to use all the time with me, is that you like to get mad and call white people the white devil. So
I'd never say that, but okay.
Yo, but you think it. We can tell you're thinking it.
And he's lying because he says it all the time too. So
Right.
Don't gloss over that.
Okay.
Man. So you give him a week, you get him back on the freshness, and look how much better he was there than even last week because he had some time to create some new content. Man, we're the ones you got to lose sleep about. He goes after the rock and roll. He goes after the white people. He goes after the black people. He's calling people Uncle Toms. I mean, he's working stiff on everybody. We don't like anybody. That's hard to deal with. That's like okay, so let me break it down. Back in the day, it was easy, man. Our country didn't like Russia or China. It's easy to run a stalemate with a country. But you got somebody just popping out of the woods that wants to blow themselves up. How do you defend that, man? You can't negotiate with a terrorist, and that's what he's doing. He's terrorizing this promotion, and you can't talk sense to him. He's crazy.
Yeah, he just told everybody there. I don't care about nobody. I don't care about.
You can't apply reason and logic. You can't reason with this person. He's just here to. He's a full-on criminal element.
Yep. All right. Any other thoughts? He popped me with the White Devil line. I can't lie.
I'm sure he did. That's your fucking go-to for everything.
You're probably like, yeah, tell him.
Well, when he said, I'm going to put my hands around your pink neck. I thought that was great. He called out black folks in the area when he called them Uncle Tom Negroes. He just don't give a shit. He just don't care. And it's beautiful. Great job, New Jack. Bob Caudle. Just watch Bob Caudle's face the whole time. He's kind of like wincing and just looking at the camera like, Jesus Christ, Jimmy, what do you have me doing here?
No kidding.
Okay. So after Jack wraps up, we go to Steve Skyfire versus Bruiser Bedlam. Bedlam beats Skyfire with a stomach claw and then tortures the poor bastard for a little while afterwards. Doc, any thoughts? Harper, any thoughts on that match?
No, stomach claw, look out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Stomach claw? Don't do that. All right. And then we got a Cornette promo coming up. Here it is.
Pretty much his own way, but it'll be a different story against the dirty white boy, Jim Cornette.
No, it's not going to be a different story. It's just going to be the same old song and dance. Bruiser Bedlam, once again, is going to demolish, destroy, demoralize, and decombobulate anybody that stands in his path, and that includes the dirty white boy, right, Bruiser?
Yeah. That white boy, you dirty white punk! I want you! You got what I want! I'm yours! They're mine for good, punk!
You see, I have never managed the Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Champion, and that's something I lust for. That's something that my mouth waters at the prospect of. That's something that the taste buds in my tongue just get all tingly over. Is seeing that big gold heavyweight championship belt around this man's waist. That dirty white boy, you are nothing but a stinking ridge-running East Tennessee hillbilly, just like the rest of these morons from here in Cumberland, Kentucky. And I don't want to hear nothing about how a country boy can't survive, because the only thing a country boy can do is go on welfare. And you're going to give, that's right, I said give, one way or another. Either you give blood, or maybe like you give something else a little more dear. You're going to give that title on over to Bruiser Bedlam. And I want to talk for a second about this Apple Brawl 94 thing, Rage in the Cage. It's going to be Tracy Smothers, the Dirty White Boy, and the Rock and Roll Express. 4 men on one team, Bruiser Bedlam, Chris Candido, and the Gangsters on the other team. They have put us in with the Gangsters. The Gangsters, they won't even talk to me. They won't talk to Bruiser. They don't talk to Candido or Tammy. They don't want to be managed by anybody. But yet we have to be partners with them at Apple Brawl. And all I know is Smoky Mountain Wrestling, I still don't know who the commissioner is, but somebody is behind this. Somebody's out to get me. And as a matter of fact, Tammy Fytch at the same time, and maybe the Gangsters. But I'm going to find out who that commissioner is, but I don't know about the prospect of being partners with the Gangsters at Apple Brawl. It concerns me, and I'm still trying to contact them, still trying to get them to talk to me so we can work out some strategy. But so far, no dice. But one thing I guarantee is that Dirty White Boy, you're going to hear a whole lot more from Bruiser Bedlam even before Apple Brawl takes place.
All right, and fans, right now let's hear more about Apple Brawl 94.
Bob got touched. Oh, I couldn't wait for that ending. Doc, we talk about New Jack being the reason that it's a joke, but we talk about New Jack being the reason that Bob Caudle left, which it wasn't. Bob was just tired. Bob looked like he was about to shit his pants when Bedlam pushed him right there.
Yeah, Bob is a fucking older guy.
Now, Jimmy, I'm okay with this Rachel stuff, but that Bedlam guy put his hands on me.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. You can't do that to Bob Caudle. He's old.
You're right.
You hurt the poor man. And he pushes him.
And there's a big difference between that and like the gangsters bowing up to Les. Les is he's a former wrestler.
Former wrestler and known for being in, great shape and can take care of himself and a health nut. But I mean, watch Bob Caudle here when he pushes him. He's like, look at his eyes. He's like, oh shit.
He's like asshole, fuck you.
He's scared of him. He's like, what the fuck, man? Okay, so Harper, you were talking about it. Go ahead, keep going about Caudle getting pushed.
You shoving fucking Bob like that, man. What the fuck? How old's Bob there?
73.
Exactly.
38. It's hard to tell.
He's not that old right there. But anyway, poor Bob Caudle. I mean, if he falls, he's going to shatter a hip. And, God, good Lord. Anyway, so I thought the promo was fine. But again, it was the very end when Bedlam pushed Bob that I popped on. Do we need to go now to the Apple Brawl 94 that they plug? Harper, did you want to say something about that?
I mean, I looked it up. I couldn't find anything from 1994, but they showed us stuff from now.
Oh, the app. Okay.
Like the actual like festival.
Okay, so like
because I'm thinking they probably had fucking bands play there, and I was expecting to see those old shitty country fucking acts from that time or from the 80s or something.
What you mean is the group that is going to write the 1995 theme song.
Who's that?
They're called the Clintons.
It's a horrible theme song. Good Lord, it's horrible. Poor Bob got pushed. Doc, any thoughts you have? You were
taking a shit, and then you started singing Jerry Lee Lewis songs on the toilet. That's what this 1995 theme is like.
Oh, God, that sounds horrible.
It does, doesn't it?
It's terrible. Doc, what thoughts do you have on either the promo with Bedlam pushing Bob or Corny and then the Apple Brawl plug out?
Yeah. I don't give a shit about the Apple Brawl. That doesn't do anything for me. But not that it's a bad card. It's just we ain't going to see it, so why talk about it? I thought Corny was great saying, I thought it was fantastic, and it furthers what we just talked about the gangsters being crazy, is they won't even talk to us. We can't even get any strategy. What a great way to get them over without having to do much. The other thing is that he said the only thing country people are good at is going on welfare. Man, we're like 15 minutes into this episode, and white people are just getting kicked in the fucking junk left and right. No wonder. Maybe Corny helped run off the white people, too, by making fun of them all the time.
I mean, he's been making fun of them since the beginning when he would talk about
how come it's okay when he makes fun of them, but when I do it, you get all hot?
Well, I don't get upset.
Corny and I are both wrestling legends, and you come out here with your fucking attitude.
It's all proof that you can't work nowadays because you offend someone and you run them off. Like
we talked about that. We talked about that last week, though. We don't want.
It's true. When Corny makes fun of white people here, oh, it's funny, it's a work. When you do it, for some reason, people think you're being serious.
Because he is.
No, he's not. He's working. He's always working. That's all he does is work. And is he an asshole? Yeah, but he turns it up a notch and works. It's what he does. And he's being quiet because he knows I'm right.
I'm starting to lose my smile because of the way you're talking to me.
We will go to the next segment, which is the personality profile with Les Thatcher and Bob Armstrong. They replay the end of the tag match last week with Dirty White Boy and Smothers versus Bruiser Bedlam, Killer Kyle. When before the match, if you recall, Bob Armstrong had alcohol thrown in his eyes. But he also came out to save Smothers and Dirty White Boy at the end with his Tennessee toothpick, which is now aluminum. I know you don't have any thoughts on the promo, so let me go to the actual personality profile here with Bullet Bob Armstrong. Here it is.
Well, Bob, we saw it on tape. They might throw something in your eyes, but they can't take your heart away. I've known you too long, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, my right eye's still a little cloudy, but got one good eye left. And the good news is this. Next week, already signed, sealed, and I intend to deliver, I got Jimmy Cornette in a handicap match. You know, he'll never go one-on-one with anybody. So he got the enforcer, the big man, Killer Kyle, 300 pounds of bad news. But I'll take whatever he can throw, Les. If I can just get one good shot at Jimmy Cornette next week, I'm going to lay him out, brother. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to be throwing more than alcohol at him. I may fix him up so bad his rich mom will have plastic surgery just to remember what her son used to look like. Next week, I'm going to get my hands on him. It's a fact.
Bullet, good luck to you on next week's card. And, of course, White Boy, I know you'd like nothing better than to square off with a big bruiser.
That's it, you know, Bruiser Bedlam comes out here, he's got the big arms, the big chest, and he's also got a big mouth. But that ain't getting it done, big boy, because this time, you're good at jumping on people from behind. But this time around, big boy, anytime that I can get my hands on you, I'll be looking straight across the ring at you, you understand? And then you get to this little bitty mama's boy by the name of Jim Cornette. He's always wanting to pitch a fit. And yes, I am a hillbilly, and I am a ridge runner, and what we do to spoil rotten brats are, we take a belt and we bust their booties. So, Jim Cornette, if you stick your nose into my business, mama's boy, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll jerk your drawers down, and I'll blister that behind for you.
Well, there you have it from Bullet Bob and the Dirty White Boy. Mr. Cornette, it appears that you've got your hands full. That's our profile for today.
Drop your drawers down and blister your behind. That is so fucking country and
it is
and fabulous. I loved it. Doc, thoughts?
The only thing I don't like, and we all love Dirty White Boy, so let's don't lose our minds here. I don't like him saying booty, because last week he said he was going to kick their ass at the show was going off, and I know he's hot, but booty just sounds childish.
Yeah, I think maybe he told him something about saying ass.
Maybe so.
That's actually, I had that in my note. I was like, I wonder if he said something about it. Really, like, that's what I thought. I was like, they must have said something. So,
okay.
Anyway.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I hear you. All right. So then, Hopper, what were your thoughts?
I mean, Bob looks good here, huh? It looks like he's in fucking great shape, man.
He works out, man. He got that prison workout set at his house, man. He's fucking clanging and banging, man. He's not fucking playing around. I mean, we've seen the workout set he's got at his house on the videos and shit.
Yeah.
From, a year ago or a year and a half ago, whenever it was in Smoky Mountain. Bob ain't playing, man. He works out. He's got, you ever hear that term, old man strength? I mean, he's an old man, but he's got that old man strength, man. He's just an old timer who didn't have it easy, and his body's tough and hard, and he looks great though. I agree. All right. Any other thoughts, Hopper?
Nah.
So we then go to Dirty White Boy versus Mike Moraldo, and the reason I paused it on Patreon is I got to play Corny's soundbite at the beginning of this.
I thought it was Geraldo.
This is his debut, by the way, so let's give him some love. Welcome to the promotion.
All right, there you go. And here's Corny on commentary.
Another good 50 pounds probably, somewhere in that category. Wait a minute, hold on. Here comes Big Jim Cornette. Let's get him a microphone over here with us.
That's the first thing you've said, Bob Coughlin. I've agreed with it a long time. Big Jim Cornette, because I'm a big man around here, and I don't appreciate what I heard that no-good Bullet Bob Armstrong and this dirty white trash in the ring right now saying about me. They were making public threats to my safety, and I ought to have them arrested.
Well, did you hear what the White Boy said he was going to do to you? He was going to drop your pants right in the ring, boy, and he's going to put it to you.
I always knew he was that kind of guy, but I had no proof until now. But that is a public threat that was on videotape, threatening to take my clothes off, do harm to my body, and especially give me a whipping. He has got to be out of his mind, because let me tell you something. Whipping is not what you do a man of my breeding, a man of my culture, a man of my social status and background. Whipping is what you do to horse thieves, white trash, trailer park trash like the Dirty White Boy. You do that to welfare cases like these hillbillies that cheer for him so much. That's what you do. You give him a public whipping. to show everybody all around town that kind of trash is not going to be tolerated in this society.
Hey, you must figure he might stand a chance of doing that. Big Bruiser Bedlam is out here. Is he protection? Is he guarding you? What's he doing out here?
Bruiser Bedlam is scouting the dirty white boy just on the off chance that white boy may have anything in his arsenal that Bruiser Bedlam needs to know about. And as a matter of fact, like I said before, a public whipping is just what the dirty white boy needs. And a public whipping, as a matter of fact, is just what I think he ought to get. Come on, Bruiser.
So, Cornette said he ought to get a whipping list, and he and Bruiser Bedlam are making their way toward the ring. And here comes...
All right. So, Doc, your thoughts on Corny on commentary right there? Anything as he cries and boo-hoos and is sad?
It just reminds me of what he would do in JCP, where he's talking a mile a minute, and he's just going crazy, and then he talked himself up into a lather and said, I've had enough. Come on, Bedlam, let's go get some.
Yep. Harper, anything from you?
Damn horse thieves.
Yeah.
White trash.
White trash and horse thieves.
Well, he's just insulting.
Whip his ass.
Beating the shit out of him in the ring after with the fucking strap.
Dirty white boy said, give me that belt. Now somebody's going to get it.
Oh, no.
Look at
run.
Look at Bedlam running, diving out of those ropes to get out of Dodge. Anyway, White Boy wins by DQ, and it's just further in the angle. I mean,
yeah.
It was fine. And I don't have anything else. Do you, Hopper?
No.
Doc?
No, sir.
Night of Legends.
So then they go to a Night of Legends plug as they're selling a DVD with Tommy Noe's voice selling it. We go also then to a replay of the End of the Storm versus Brew Bradley match. They show Jericho getting his his broken arm attacked further. From there, not going to play it because it's a really, really quick update from Storm, and I can tell you what he said because it was like 30 seconds. Lance announces that his new partner will be Primetime Brian Lee. Chris is headed back to Canada because of his injury. And again, like we said last week, the way they left it open was Lance says something like, he'll return when he's healed, or if and when when he's good enough, we may see him again, or something like that, which I thought was fine because it did leave open the possibility of if he ever did return to Smoky Mountain, you could always cite this promo and say, hey, Lance brought it up. Lance mentioned it. So if he did show up, you go, oh, remember when Lance said. But with that, Lance's new partner is going to be Primetime Brian Lee. Doc, any thoughts on this as we keep going?
I mean, it makes sense to continue this angle, but okay.
Yeah. Harper, anything from you on it?
Yeah, since Jericho's gone, man. They were really fucking hot.
So Corny was telling me, because I asked him what the plans were. Did you listen to it, Doc?
Yeah, he told you to shut your mouth. You didn't know what you were talking about. He said, look, we might have booked him a year down the road to come in with the rock and roll, but you don't know what you're talking about. You have a show called Booking the Territory, but it's clear that Harper and that guy Doc are the ones that are truly booking the territory.
Doc, I'm going to throw it to you. We've got a match coming up. Candido and Boo Bradley versus Lance Storm and Primetime Brian Lee.
I need to tell you. I need to tell you something.
What's that?
Tammy was looking fan-fucking-tastic in that
There
shit.
she is.
Dude,
got her high heels on.
That shirt was busted open and her little budding breasts were poking out, dude.
I know what you're talking about. Let me go back to it.
When they're walking out.
It's this scene right here as they're watching my video. If you watch look right there, that's what y'all got hot about, huh?
Now let her flip around and show you the other side. I want to see it all. I'm a white. I deserve it.
That's what y'all got all hot about.
Right there. Oh yeah,
dude. No one around here has ever seen a woman like this in person.
Never. Because the strip clubs ain't littered with bitches that look like that.
Remember Tammy's tips?
Yes, I miss.
That's what they were used to.
Oh yeah,
they were used to Margie, not Tammy.
Once we get in the ring, Storm and Candido are great together in this shit.
Yes,
really. I mean, worth pointing out that those two guys really got after it, really did some great work, and were very entertaining. Because there is a tendency. I mean, I want to break kayfabe here and go behind the curtain. There's a tendency in some of these long matches to hit fast forward and just go with it so that you can be done and get on with your life. But man, I stayed in for this. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. I even liked when Primetime came out. Everybody played a part. This was good. The one thing else I would like to say, look at that move. Look at that leapfrog. These two are...
Yeah. They're a little fucking athletic.
Look at... Oh, got caught. That
You played yourself.
You played yourself. That's right. You riggedy wrecked yourself.
You're commenting on something and then you're like, just stop, and you're giving play-by-play on the match.
Imagine if Harper and I did real play-by-play on a show.
There you go.
That was entertaining. We come back to the producer. Well, that was entertaining and all, but not once in the 48 minutes we were on TV did you refer to the product in the ring. So the other thing
let me say something real quick. I need a second what you said. This was very, 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 very good match. These four guys got after it. It was a long match, but still really, really good. And you got four, future ECW stars here.
As always.
Yes.
So the other thing that I was wondering and noticing is I'm looking at balls here.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. So balls in this
childish. I was looking at balls here. Yeah. Nice.
So balls is reminding me in this episode of the Blue Meanie big time. And I just wonder if it would have been better to have like a Blue Meanie character that was just bizarre and over the top here. I mean, that's what they're going for, but I always liked the Blue Meanie. I thought it was fucking insane.
I like Meanie too.
Yeah, he's cool.
I thought that was an interesting character to put with Raven.
Yeah, I like Meanie.
That's kind of what it feels like this character is sort of, like I could see as ECW rips off everything else that Smoky Mountain does. Let's do something like you did with that, but turn it up a little bit more.
Yeah. No, I got you.
You can't have it be as subtle and nuanced because these people in Philadelphia won't pick up on that.
Yeah, no. I hear you.
I like it.
All right.
So I thought this was good.
Harper, any thoughts on the match?
It's just good shit, man. Oh, there he goes. Idiot. What a dumbass.
And the people listening have no clue what you're talking about right now.
Well, that's their problem, isn't it? Showing the hell isn't mine.
That's the first time to plug the Patreon feed.
Balls. I have trouble calling them Boo Bradley. Balls took a spill over the top rope. That's what Harper said. There he goes. But no, everyone involved in this match, not counting the ref, of course, future ECW stars, and I know we've talked about that a number of times. Good match. Not as good as Candido and Storm in the singles match we saw a few weeks back, but still good nonetheless. It ends because Mark Curtis looks like he caught Tammy, who hit Primetime Brian Lee with her loaded purse, but Cotto and Les say it was a count out. Whatever. In any case, Lee and Storm end up winning in what was a good little match for the main event.
Storm square in the nuts.
Boy, he punted him, didn't he? Holy shit. He punted him. I got to see that again. Lance Storm is in the corner, and Candido, with the ref's back turned, Candido, spreads his leg. He punted him in the fucking balls. Thank God Skype is working like it used to, huh, fellas?
Working stiff.
Anyway, this is actually going to be great when we do those clashes. I have to say so. The fact that we can now share Skype and be on the same screen watching the same thing is going to be great for the Clash of the Champions reviews.
Imagine him walking around like that with his hair.
Dude, people like that did that all the time back in the day, though. I mean, shit, look at Hawk.
Yeah, but that's Hawk. Hawk was a jacked up fucking monster. He's like just some fat dude with a fucked up haircut.
Hey, bro, look at the way Bedlam walks around. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's the same. I don't know. It's just,
bro. I wouldn't be surprised.
Look at Chris Champion and Sean Royal when they did their hair like that.
Harper, I wouldn't be surprised if when they went out in public, they had Boo Bradley on a leash like they did on TV. Because these people in this area believe, bruh.
That would have been fucking awesome.
Would have been great.
And fucking Tammy's got to use the bathroom and he can't go in it, so she's got to like tie him up.
So she ties him to a post.
Great. She's like, "Boo, wait here. I got to go use the bathroom." And then she asks him on, "Here, could you hold my dog's leash for me real quick? I got to use the bathroom." And she like to somebody like what the fuck?
Oh shit. Okay. Amen. All right. So hey, I stopped the Patreon video for a second, like because I want to show y'all something. Watch Balls, aka Boo Bradley, super kick Storm here when he shoots him off with the Irish whip.
All right, so he's pushing him into the ropes. Here comes the whop. He missed him by a mile.
He missed him, but the grainy footage, there's some. He caught him.
Yeah, it's good enough. I mean,
yeah, I liked it. Well, I thought I was impressed because Balls got his leg up that high.
Well, he's been hiking it on the furniture all week, so of course stretched out.
You got a point there. So anyway, like we said, Lee and Storm win because it ends up in a DQ as we fast forward to the finish here. So Doc, any other thoughts on this matchup?
No, it's a good match.
Yeah, I thought so too, and it furthers the angle, and we'll see more from these teams and 4 participants as we go. So
how long does he wear the fucking bonnet thing?
Till his hair grows back? I don't remember, to be honest. But if you know, DM Harper on Facebook.
Don't.
Oh, that's a good point. We have ways to get answers these days.
Just ask Mike.
Look,
if you have a response, send it to Mike Mills at MikeMillsPodbean.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
That's right. You're stealing it.
Look at Tammy out there. Harper was...
Jesus Christ. That's a line from the old movie Kingpin. That's the kind of dress she needs 2 hairdos to wear.
Harper was cranking one off as this episode went on. But
yeah, she's hot, bro. I mean, she's a walking fire hazard.
There you go. There you go. But no, good episode. And if you want to see the video version that we were just watching, go to tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. You can get that along with the world-class shows for only $2 a month. You can do more, and we would appreciate it. There are definitely higher tiers where you can even get a t-shirt. Or if you go to the $5 level, you'll be able to get the pay-per-views from Jim Crockett Promotions that we're about to start doing, along with the Clash of the Champions that we'll start doing. And who knows? Maybe even more. Lance and I are going to do a Q&A type show as well on the $5 tier. So there it is. Become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT and enjoy all of that great content, which even at the $2 tier will get you over 160 Patreon exclusive episodes for your listening and viewing pleasure. They show a graphic too at the very end of this episode. It says, next week we got Bullet Bob versus Killer Kyle with obviously Jim Cornette. So there it is. Let's go to the disability checks. Doc, I'll throw it at you first.
I thought this was a good episode. They usually are when we get to a new place. Lots of fun stuff going on in here. So I'm going to give this an 8.0.
Wow. I'm actually right there with you. I had it right at an 8. I liked New Jack's promo. That main event, although long, I thought was a real good match. So I'm going with an 8.0 as well. Hopper, what are you giving it?
I had an 8.4.
All right. So Harper's hired on it.
We're back to loving wrestling. I love it.
Yeah, no, the fucking you little Caucasian asshole fucking promo. I mean, what do you call him?
He's talking about New Jack. He called him a white devil, Harper. White devil.
A white Caucasian devil, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. And this fucking match was fucking great.
So who are you going to give your government cheese to? Since you mentioned New Jack talking about the Rock and Roll as white devils.
You know what? I'm gonna give this to fucking Lance Storm for having a great fucking match. How about that?
That's a change of pace. Doc, who are you giving yours to?
Man, I'm stuck on Black, dude. Give me New Jack. He called them white devils, man. And then he went after Uncle Tom's too. Nobody gets any love. I love it.
Did you make that rhyme on purpose? You said, I'm stuck on black. I'm going New Jack. Was that intentional?
No, sometimes I just spew greatness out of just serendipity, pal.
You wake up in the morning and you piss excellence, right?
Piss excellence.
All right, I'm going to give my government cheese to tinyurl.com/BTT
What?
Amazon.
No.
No, I just was trying to make sure I got that in before we get to the close. So again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. It is a great way to support this show. If you're using Amazon, you literally have nothing to lose by using that link. So use it, please. tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Bookmark it, and please use that every time you use Amazon, because it is a great way for me to help pay the bills that this show incurs. We appreciate it. Now, government cheese award time for me, and I gotta go with Doc said. I'm going with New Jack, man. I mean, White Devils.
I'm tired of giving it to them.
White Devils.
Don't
choke your little pink neck. He called out the sellouts. New Jack gives zero fucks about anyone. He just don't care, and it's fabulous. It's great.
That airs that sense of realism, man. Jeez.
He's real, man. He's as real as it gets. Fuck. So New Jack gets it. So I gave it to Jack. Doc gave it to Jack. Harper gave it to Storm. And we got 8.0, 8.0, and 8.4 on the disability checks. Before we get out of here, check out the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with Ring of Honors, Brian Malonis, and Mike Crockett. They do their show every single Monday. Classic stuff, current stuff, just an all-around good show, so please support them. And also check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, as they give their take on the northern side of pro wrestling's history. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still good nonetheless. Those shows support us, so please support them. And that's all I have. And why don't you, if Doc doesn't have anything else, hit the tagline, Harper, and take us home.
Book a pitch.
Hey everybody, before we get out of here, I want to thank all the patrons out there for all of your support. Thank the Hall of Fame patrons, and I got a couple other patrons I want to thank. A little bit something different on this week. So first off, over 2 years ago, we started the patron service. So before we get out of here, even though we've already done the main part of the show and we get this thing off to you, I want to mention a bunch of patrons either at the 2-year mark or near it. And let me say this, if I miss you, please email me, bookingtheterritory@gmail.com, and I'll make sure to cover you in the coming weeks. So just want to say that it's confusing because of the move from Podbean to Patreon, but I want to thank all the patrons out there. So 2 years ago, we started the patron service, and I just want to mention a bunch of people. Marty Howell, was our very first patron. So thank you, Marty. Hall of Fame member Marty Howell. Boone Howard, Twit Dust, a.k.a. Dustin, Tim Arechi, Wayne G, David DeVries, Josh Warren, Dan Verner, Coleman 822 Cody, K-Stone 9709, Frog Zeppelin, Voodoo Moon Baby, Mark Wilson, who's at Thin Man Within on Twitter, Sean Sparks, who is at Sparks Third Coast on Twitter, at Spyboy Sportscap, Drew NFR Media, David Cameron, Chuck Erd 58, Slider 91 US, Troy Anspaw, the FXC, Jim Vensky, Steven CG, T-Hog 94, SV Padgham, Moondog, Gerald Green, excuse me as I burp, Gerald Green III. I just want to thank y'all. Now, again, look, I am sure I missed a name or two because of the move to Patreon, and many of you are still using Podbean patron service. If I missed you, again, email me at bookingtheterritory@gmail.com, and I will take care of you either next week or the week after. So, again, 2 years ago we started it. Some of you are at your 2-year mark, and then others of you are at your year and a half. Or I'm sorry, not a year, but a year and a half at this point. So as you near your 2-year mark, or if you're at your 2-year mark, I just wanted to mention a special thanks to you for being patrons. I look, man, we're adding to the patron service, and seriously speaking, without you all, I don't know if we would be adding to the patron service at this point. So I just have to say thank you, and your patronage is very appreciated. We are an independent. We are not a big name podcast. We are small timers. You know, we don't have a lot of money, but we are making this thing work, and we appreciate you supporting us. And I can't say that enough. I truly can't thank you all enough for that. Now, as I say that, shout out to the Hall of Fame patrons out there. Glenn Abbott, at GA WrestleNut on Twitter, Bobby Murray, Marlon Mueller, a.k.a. at Half Pints Point, Josh Warren, Everett Starr, Super Duper Hall of Famer Mike Childry, Super Duper Hall of Famer K_Row86, Super Duper Hall of Famer Disrespectfully Classy Marky Blassie, also Craig Norman, Johnny on Patreon, the great John Dean at YRC21 on Twitter, Josh Dunn at Ryan and Auburn on Twitter, good old Justin, Robert Smith, Joseph Ice, Tim Morecci, Adam Price, Brian Evans, Mark Wilson, Armando Martinez, David Jordan, Jesse Jacobs, Josh Fields, Chris Myers, Gerald Green, Mitchell Johnson, Mike Prue, Will Parker, Jeremy Bryant, Classy Alex, Slider 91 US, David DeVries, Frog Zeppelin, SV Padgham, Bill Sousa, Big Rich, at Spyboy Sportscap, R.E. Miller 39, Dustin Roberts, Jay Shiny, Ruben Espinoza, Merciless Jones, Jesse Lucas, Chris Browning, Justin _Andretti, Coleman 822, Marty Howell, and T-Hog 94. Thank you for being Hall of Fame patrons. Appreciate it. Thank you for making this show go. Before I get out of here, check out my buddy Mike Prue from the Bottom Line podcast. Him and his buddy JV are breaking down the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin month by month on a weekly basis. They are covering 1998, but go back and check out 96 and 97 as well, or just dive in where they're currently at and enjoy the show. New episodes are released every single Wednesday morning. They're available wherever you get your podcast from. So there you go. Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Hall of Fame patrons. And congratulations to all of you out there who have hit the first 1.5 year and 2-year mark. Hopefully I got you all covered. And thank you very much. And you know what Harper always says when we get out of here. Book it, bitch.